also react to this. Let me see.
Hi guys, what's up?
Well, this should be good. Why not?
Gonna be reviewing a video by Larry Wheels, the world's most jacked 14-year-old Eric
Thanks
English.
for the donation too.
Your lifestyle is more than the same beyond progress. It's about being the best version of yourself, always improving.
That is really funny because this guy, and he's a role model for the 14-year-old guy, I assume, is only 30 years old. He looks like he's deep into his 40s, really, if not even 50s.
Larry definitely doesn't look like he's in his 50s. I was a little surprised to learn Larry Wheels is 3 years younger than me. I think he does probably look a bit older, but yeah, I would have guessed like mid, maybe late 30s. Like he does look at least 5 years older than he actually is.
It's crazy how much this guy aged himself. How is it the best version of yourself if you look that old, if you're gonna die prematurely? By any definition, it just doesn't make sense.
You versus you. Welcome back to the channel.
You versus you. Exactly. There you go. That sums up bodybuilding, going to the gym. It's you versus you. You are insecure, you had some kind of trauma, whatever it is, and you now go into the gym to torture yourself. It's you fighting yourself. Your own problems, except that you make the problems even worse. Yeah, of course. A lot of bodybuilders, especially the pro bodybuilders, the absolute junkies, this guy's also on drugs, also a junkie, they talk about their trauma, especially in their childhood.
We're here at Blend Engine in Claremont, California, and today I'm with inspirational Eric English. Welcome to the channel, bro. Thanks for coming out here.
There was another guy that I reviewed who was 14, but then it turned out that he's actually 18. I guess that he was fake. This guy looks like he really is 14. Absolutely no offense to the guy whatsoever, really, but obviously we are looking at an Andrew Tate kind of jaw. And you get it, you already see it. I don't even need to comment about it. Why he goes to the gym is clear as day.
Is your Malibu right now?
Yeah, Malibu all the way out, an hour away.
Actually, it's better than Tate's. I'll take that back, but still.
I'm glad. I hope it was worth the trip.
It's gonna be. Gonna get a thing workout.
Oh, it's gonna be a crazy shoulder pump. You just sprained your wrist, so I'm gonna have a high volume approach today. Stay away from the crazy PRs and just see how jacked you really are. Perfect.
Perfect, yeah. Be like me if you want to look like you're 50 years old when you're 30. That's where you're heading to. But it's gonna be even worse because he's starting when he's 14. Realistically, he's gonna hop on drugs eventually if these are the people that he looks up to, because he will feel like he's...
Like, I think most people would say Sverige looks older than me when I think we're the same age. How old is he? I swear I think we're the exact same age. So he's 2 years older than me. So he's 35. Like, I don't know. Do you guys think he looks more than 2 years older than me? Like, he also has the fake hair. If you get rid of the hair and you see his bald ass head, I think he does look a fair bit older.
He's never big enough, and you never feel like you're big enough anyway when you go to the gym. But when you have really severe body dysmorphia like Larry Wheels, then anyway, for sure you're gonna hop on drugs because it's the only way that you can achieve such an unnatural body. Absolute disaster, a destroyed life, basically.
So body dysmorphia is a specific condition. It's the inability to understand what you actually look like. I'm not sure if Larry doesn't know what he looks like. He probably does. So he probably doesn't have body dysmorphic disorder by definition.
Already, if this is what it will look like.
First set, get a little warm up in. That's it, you good?
Well, it's just a warm up. You don't need to do too many.
I would disagree. I think at least like 20 for the first set. Have you seen this machine before?
Oh, I haven't.
We have a bunch of machines from this.
How it's even normal to do this with 14-year-olds today, that's also crazy. It stunts their growth, their whole development, because they are using up the testosterone.
Weight training does not stunt your growth.
The growth hormones for growing the muscles. They may not stay the same height, but they will for sure not even get close to their potential.
Yeah, you know, if you can't do like a barbell press or a dumbbell press because you have...
Yeah, weight training does not stunt your growth. The only type of training that seems to actually stunt your growth is very high volume. Very high volume training activities. So if you're doing competitive swimming, that may actually stunt your growth because the sheer training volume you're doing is so remarkably high. That might actually stunt your growth. There's a lot of track athletes. That's another type of training that requires very high volumes and intensities. That typically stunts your growth. And gymnastics is one of the worst sports for stunted growth because not only do you have to do a very, very large volume of training that's also very intense, but it also requires you to maintain a very lean body composition. And a lot of kids that end up getting into gymnastics, not only are they doing a shit ton of training, but they're also pretty severely restricting their calories. And if you restrict calories, that's something that absolutely will stunt your growth.
Have some limitation like you have, for example, with your wrist.
Yeah.
This is a great alternative. So you said this is one of the nicest gyms you've been to. What's it compared to with the Young Malaysian?
So it's about the same. The only difference is the Young Lady one has like a bar on top, so it has a little bit more edge to it.
So you get like a drink, like alcoholic beverage while you work out?
Normally it's closed, but I mean,
Some jokes about using alcohol when he's 14, yeah, okay, whatever. But it's just clear that there's zero thinking about his future, about his well-being. It's just about lifting metal for no reason, like two losers. Who watches this kind of video? You turn on a video and it's two guys lifting metal up and down. What's interesting about it exactly?
That's wild. Yep. Yes. Perfect. Okay. There it is.
Yeah, instead of telling him, drink a bunch of raw milk, eat liver, grow as tall as you can, your bones will develop as much as they can, whatever.
How stupid is Gotisvaria? Working out isn't just moving iron up and down. The pain and feeling in the muscle is actually fun. I don't understand cucks that complain oh working out is hard. Fucking pussies. I love muscle pain, dude. Best feeling ever.
Well, Sverige is extremely lazy, for one thing. His ex-girlfriend, who he tried to murder, she said he basically did nothing all day but jerk off and watch porn. And on top of that, a big reason why he started saying exercise is bad for you and weight training will kill you, it's a cope for him being physically inept. So while claiming vegans are weak and malnourished and they can't build muscle and all this shit, while he was, weight training and actually trying to build more muscle, he wasn't anywhere near as big and strong as like these vegans on YouTube. So he couldn't really come up with an answer for why he's much smaller and weaker than all these vegans. So the way of him coping with that was to just say, oh, well, exercise is bad for you. Weight training is going to kill you, even though he was actually weight training for a while.
Super Chat by Hunter, can you briefly explain why exercise isn't healthy? That's interesting because I literally just posted a video today on Telegram called Gyms Are Death Factories. I would strongly recommend watching it. It's a 10-minute video about gyms and why I think that they are like factories created to kill us. Like literally, like I think it's like a conspiracy essentially.
So, I'm not saying he looks bad, but I mean, when I got these kinds of gains, and then here he is, it's really hard for him to explain how he's so much smaller and weaker, right?
Firstly, all exercise causes stress in the body. All stress is in every way unhealthy.
So you can tell he doesn't really know what he's doing. He's training well enough to actually make progress, but he doesn't really know what he's doing.
And people always say, oh, I exercise because I'm trying to imitate human nature. And no, you don't, because nobody even in nature likes to exercise or do any kind of work in any way at all. 1, 2, 3.
So we got 2 reps with 185, and I've never done sets of 2, but I think my best set of 3 was with 365. So again, just nowhere close. I'm literally lifting twice as much as he does.
And that's why people who work out, they die very early, they're all shriveled up. So yeah, that's another thing. So you have very high amounts of stress when you do any kind of exercise. Second, depending on how bad it is. Secondly, you always decrease your lifespan. Firstly, all stress decreases your lifespan. It's life.
So 4 reps with 135. Best 5 rep set I've ever done, I think, was 205 or 210 for sets of 5, maybe 215. And best set of 3 I've ever done was sets of 3 with 225. So again, lifting almost 100 pounds more than he does.
Firstly, all exercise causes stress in the body. All stress is in every way unhealthy. And people always say, oh, I exercise because...
So I think Sverige weighs about 160 pounds, maybe 170. Probably closer to 170. If I was 4 times his body weight, I would weigh like 550 pounds. So I don't weigh 550. And yeah, when people bring up the, oh, but you're so much heavier, like, yeah, that's how you lift more weight. Your ability to lift weight is based on the cross-sectional area of your muscle. So if you're lifting more weight than somebody, you are going to have more cross-sectional area of muscle mass, which requires you to be at a heavier body weight. Because there's no way to increase cross-sectional area of your muscle without gaining weight. Dumbass. It's just stupid to say that.
Genetics give you, of course, but this guy will be completely under his potential. Avoid the stress as much as possible so that you can develop. No, instead, just be on cortisol and adrenaline all day long. And whatever testosterone you have, use it up in the gym. Ignore the millions of studies showing that people who go to the gym have low testosterone.
My inspiration as well.
People who exercise tend to have higher testosterone, by the way.
Working out, those bullying, low self-esteem, depression.
I'm not smiling because I like to hear that. It's just what I told you. Yeah, it's clear as day, obviously. Because why do you feel like you need to go to the gym? Because you're not good enough. Obviously, there is no other reason. Because you want validation from other people? That's okay. That's even somewhat natural. Not the way it is today, but naturally, of course, you want people to be attracted to you and so on. That's all fine. It's just that you can't achieve it this way. And of course, when you feel this pain, you need to get out of the pain somehow, except that they go even deeper into the pain by going to the gym, which I don't really understand. They're unconscious of what they are doing. And that's why they keep going to the gym, doing all kinds of sports, whatever it is. Maybe even playing tons of video games, just something to distract themselves and get away from their reality.
Boredom, a lot of negative emotions. That's what also got me hooked on powerlifting. I figured out really quick that I have a future in the sport because at 16, 17, you'll probably figure this out for yourself too.
You're doing some crazy lifts back then.
I was the strongest guy in the gym when I was 16, 17. So I knew, okay, like you know, that you were the strongest guy in your school.
Yeah.
Hey, I got a feature in this, right? Yep, there it is. Yep, perfect.
The guy genuinely seems to believe that he's doing something good for the kid. Yeah, that's how brainwashed and lost these people actually are. Even though he said that he did it because he was bored, bullied, or whatever, he felt like a loser, still, even though it's clear why people start working out, he cannot admit it. I don't know what's going on in his head, or he just feels like fighting pain with pain makes sense, like fighting fire with fire. What do you create? More fire, more pain, obviously. Because when you feel bullied, there's really only one thing that you want to do.
Yes. Yep. 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 Come on. Yep.
Yeah, literally you feel the pain. He's suffering. It's torture, by definition. Look up the definition of torture. That's what it is. You can be in denial about whatever you want, but at least use the English language properly if you talk it anyway. And this is torture.
Yeah, because it's not like people could enjoy exercise.
Don't call going to the gym anything else, when that's what it is in English.
Yes. Finish it. Perfect. Hell yeah.
It's torture machines, and these people are being tortured. Yeah, exactly.
I was 190, that's why I got the Olympia, now 185, so.
Wow. Okay. 185. You trying to cut down to what exactly?
Not a specific weight, just whatever I feel like I look decent at then.
Because you're interesting.
The kid still seems kind of down to earth. It feels like you could still save him. Somebody needs to talk sense into him.
Fuck. You're going to puberty.
Yeah, I don't want to get
Yes, the guy who tried to murder his ex-girlfriend with acid.
Well, you'll be gaining a lot of lean muscle mass in the next.
Yeah, he's going through puberty right now or in the future still. That's why he shouldn't be working out. He shouldn't have all of this stress, man. Stress stunts your growth. Biochemistry 101.
Do you want to be a bodybuilder when you're older?
Yeah, that's a dream.
Professional bodybuilder?
Yeah.
Make a-
Ah, so horrible. How can it be your dream? Yeah, because you're so lost. The guy doesn't have a father. Or if he does, the father is not around or doesn't show him any love. It's basically like not having a father if you have a father like that. Because there's no freaking way that he would allow him to go to the gym. Yeah, if he's brainless, of course, yeah. If Larry had a kid, he would also tell him to go to the gym. But an actual proper so-called natural father would never allow it. And he would for sure, even if he's brainwashed, not allow him to spend time with some other guy who's...
I'm not sure if Sverge's father is around. I know he's a massive mama's boy. And I know his mother was around. I'm not so sure about his dad. But, Sverge, like, committed a mass stabbing at his high school. He did not... He's troubled, clearly. Like, does not have... It's genetic. Like, he's fucked genetically in terms of mental health. But, according to his ex-girlfriend, who is in communication with his parents, his mom makes up excuses for him constantly. Never, like, disciplined Sverge when he was a kid, made up excuses for why Sverge committed the mass stabbing, petitioned the court to give him, like, some mental health diagnosis, and she said, oh, I'll just take care of him at home and stuff, and tried to get him out of jail and shit. So he might be projecting a little bit here.
He's 30, but looks like he's 50, who teaches him how to destroy his health. No, probably just a single mother. She just doesn't care or doesn't understand what he's doing.
Yeah, this is projection.
And he hangs out with Larry Wheels, brainwashing him to become like him. Crazy that this is even allowed, really.
Living off of the sport?
Yeah. Kind of thinking, like, if I post in when I'm young a lot, build platform a little bit, and then I can do bodybuilding when I'm older. Don't have to worry about like a side job or all that.
Yeah, because it's being pushed by the media, by the people behind the media. They give you all the prize money because they want you to continue to do that. You destroy yourself, you die when you're 40, they don't give a shit about that. But you already influence other people, and from what we can see, they don't even care or think about why he looks so old. They just see the drugs, the unnatural amount of muscle, fake muscle anyway, drug muscle, and then they just believe that they want to look like that and don't think about any of the consequences. And Larry Wheels probably didn't even talk about the drugs. He just asks him, do you want to be a pro bodybuilder? Oh yeah, okay. Well, then you will need to hop on 1 million drugs. You're going to become a junkie. You're going to be addicted to drugs. Your testicles are going to shrink. You're going to have acne everywhere. Mood problems, mental problems. The list is very long. That he doesn't mention. Oh, you're just pro bodybuilder. Oh, yeah, it's cool. I'll be on Instagram, YouTube, whatever. Come on, totally delusional. I doubt that he would want to continue then. And you know that. That's why you don't tell him the truth.
Hey, that's the right approach. I started filming and posting my list when I was 16. So, a little later than you. And it took me till I was probably like 23 before I had a platform. Like before I had over 1 million followers. And you have over 1 million at 14.
I was super lucky to blow up overnight.
Oh, I've never heard of this guy. I didn't know that he has a so-called following.
We blew up overnight. And
again, totally no surprise. Think about who the people are who are behind these platforms. When you look at what kind of videos are being pushed everywhere, when guys see the raw meat in nature, yeah, maybe it's not as interesting. Okay, I get it. But still, the videos are suppressed. They get very little views, even though it's way healthier and better for you. But if somebody says put on sunblock and eat bread and go to the gym, that gets 1 million views. This is not some coincidence. It's not as if it just happens like that. It's being pushed on you. This is one of the most boring videos I've ever seen. It's just two guys lifting metal up and down, and then the conversations in between maybe give us a look into their pain and trauma. That's about the only interesting part.
The fact that you still have so much ahead of you, like so much exciting growth that everyone, myself included, is really excited to see.
Also, you could simply tell him that there is no growth in bodybuilding. You work out to adapt your body to lifting metal like a loser, and then you stop, you lose the muscle again. It's not full of glycogen anymore, it's not full of the water. That's just how it naturally is because you're not pushing it anymore, you're not stressing it. It doesn't need to adapt to your stressful lifestyle. That's all that bodybuilding is about, just adapting to lifting metal and pushing it like a loser. And then you stop and it goes back to its natural state anyway. That's why you need to go to the gym all the time.
Well, that's not really true. There are permanent changes to your muscle structure that occur when you train. That's why you're able to build muscle faster after you stop lifting.
And when it goes down.
But yeah, that's why you don't, but I mean, why would you stop lifting?
On a little bit, you feel like, oh no, I'm losing muscle. You're not losing anything actually. I need to go to the gym again to pump it up. And then you just go 3-4 times a week. And just keep aging yourself, creating more wrinkles, destroying your organs, your joints.
Sometimes I look in the mirror.
Weight training actually protects your joints. So that's not true.
And I'm leaner than other days, and I can't explain why. So good genetics, guys.
Good genetics. To be fair, he doesn't have bad genetics, but come on. It's just all the drugs. What the hell? It has nothing to do with the working out, with the diet, nothing. Even when you don't work out and you use so many drugs, you still become bigger. It's mostly drugs. This kind of bodybuilding, this kind of body destruction, this kind of a junkie lifestyle is 90% drugs. It's 10% working out and diet, and literally, you still don't get it or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a drugged up junkie body. That's it. Stop the drugs and it goes away.
There it is. There you go, there you go.
There was some video where Larry Wheels was doing military exercises with other guys who were not as big as him, and he really had struggle breathing. He couldn't really do anything because of how big he is. When you have this kind of an obese body, and he's severely obese, his BMI is way over obese, you cannot really properly walk. He usually probably just lays on the couch and then drives to the gym. You can't run at all anyway. This kind of a body is used.
I don't know why that would matter since Farage doesn't exercise either. So, like, he's against exercising. So what would that matter?
Naturally. Naturally, you can't do anything. You can't hunt. You can't survive. You can't have a family usually because of infertility. It's just like a walking corpse at the end of the day. And he's teaching the kid to be like him. Unbelievable.
What do you think? You recommend waiting to the show or getting on later?
I think, man, those people that jump in those teenage shows, they do really, really well. And I think you should get him right now. The one bomber. It's gonna hit.
All right, that is a wrap for today's shoulder and bicep workout. Eric, thank you so much for coming out here today, being a part of our channel. I am super excited to see your trajectory in the sport. I like how you're dialed in, you're in the right environment, surrounded by the right people, and getting the mentorship you need to
He's surrounded by all of the wrong people.
cement your success.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. It's like a dream come true coming out, working with you.
The kid is really sweet, as I said before, more down to earth. It's clear that he looks up to Larry Wheels and all of the other pro bodybuilders, the junkies. And that's why it makes it even sadder, thinking about how his life is going to be. Some of these guys just drop dead when they're 18, 20, because of the drugs. Whenever he can, he will likely hop on them because of all of the people around him. And Larry actually said that he has the right people around him. How can you say that a 14-year-old child should be learning how to hunt, or already know how to hunt really naturally, and focus on stuff which I'm not going to say on YouTube, just what you would naturally do. You get it. That's it. That's what his life should be about. It's about lifting metal up and down together with other slaves right now. Because of social media. He was just a normal kid, saw some drugged up guys. Because he didn't have a father to tell him what's right in life, he looked up to these people. That's what happens. As I've explained before, you need a father in your life. Everybody needs a father, a female and a male, but if a boy doesn't have a father when he grows up, that's just really bad. That's why I said we can assume that he grew up with a single mother, maybe, or whatever the case. Clearly the father is not actually there for him, even if there is a father. It doesn't matter how he grew up, it's just very clear that the father doesn't give him any love, or doesn't tell him what to do in his life. And
this sounds like pure projection to me, dude. Because as far as I know, Spherrage's dad was not around.